Hi, everybody. My name is Dollip, and this is my presentation. I'd like to begin by asking a simple question you see on screen. However, this time I'm going to do it verbal style. What is the strongest force in the universe?
Steven?
Do we raise our hand or just scream out?
Yeah. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Good manners.
Gravity.
I like good manners, actually.
Ratchet and Clank future track in time.
Maybe like a press, like a huge press.
Monkey ball speedrunners.
Like a huge press? Like a hydraulic press?
Yeah, like a hydraulic press.
So,
Like craving
as
for
we all
Cobra's
know,
strong
as we all know, the strongest force in the universe is, of course, comics and anime about women kissing each other on the mouth, gay style, or in some cases, attacking each other violently. These
This doesn't make any sense with what I know about you as a person.
These aspects are interchangeable. Sometimes they can love each other. Sometimes they attack each other violently, with fists, swords, whatever. You know, it's anybody's guess. And the topic itself covers a wide variety of we'll say styles of Yuri. So right across here, just take anything you see on screen here as an official endorsement. If you see it, you should read it. Okay. Or watch it. Some of these are just anime. Now, let's continue. This is, I believe, important as a whole, but not the main topic of the conversation I'm going to have with you today. But before we get into that, I'm going to need to bring you all up to speed with some important definitions.
Okay.
First, we have Yuri, the default state of being, women with a relationship defined by an unidentified enormous emotion. This definition was coined by Iori Miyazawa, the author of Otherside Picnic, in his interview, Yuri Made Me Human. It's an excellent interview, and you should read it because it's fucking awesome. So a relationship can be defined by an unidentified enormous emotion, but what does that mean? It used to be that, like, Yuri was kind of considered to be like, you know, it's a love story, it's a romance, but that topic is kind of expanded to include other types of emotions. You know, you have love, hate, envy, being in the same room as, etc. You know, anything can constitute a Yuri relationship.
Wanting to kill and consume.
Exactly. Yeah, that's part of the etc.
And consume.
Yeah.
And consume.
Our next definition is toxic Yuri, which is a little bit more common. Yuri defined by the negative impact two women have on each other. This is, you know, it's juicy fiction. Hey chat, fun fact, don't be toxic to each other in real life. Just in Yuri. In Yuri fiction, it's great. In real life, be careful.
Thank God you said that, or else I never would have, or else I never would have been able to deduce that I could just be nice to people when people say that.
Some people don't.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I'm doing a bit.
Crazy.
Joy, I just want to say that from the bottom of my heart, I will not be toxic Yuri IRL. I will not do that.
Awesome.
But
Thank you for
that. Took a lot of restraint from you, Derek. I appreciate that.
Guarantee.
Maybe a little bit to you as a treat, Mar, but not outside of that.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Keep going.
My next definition is bisexual, which is women who love women and also other kinds of people. So for the people who aren't women, bisexual women can in fact be attracted to those people as well. And this is going to be a very important part of this presentation. So please keep that in your mind, rotate it. I know it's a hard concept to grasp, but this is you know, this is like fundamental stuff. If you don't understand this, you won't understand what comes next.
Okay.
I'll try to figure it out.
Next is Yuri of absence, emotional scenery that one can imagine Yuri taking place in. So what do you do when there is no Yuri? Well, you read the Yuri into existence. Imagine, if you will, an empty field with a bench with enough seats for two people to sit, and yet it is completely barren. Well, can you imagine two women sitting there?
Whoa.
That, as Iori Miyazawa said in the interview mentioned earlier, this too is Yuri.
Yes.
So even when there isn't Yuri, there is Yuri. Wow. And finally, our last definition, yaoi, which is Yuri if both characters were men.
Whoa. Wait,
You're blowing my mind right now.
That's right. That's right.
So, wait, so
there's
it's like
There's a
store
lot.
brand. It's like generic, like store brand.
There's a lot to process here.
it's a bit rarer than Yuri. It's a bit less studied. There's a lot less research into the topic, but that is something that you'll need to know for the following. Okay. So with all of that out of the way, and with care to emphasize that last point, I would like to ask the following question. What the hell do men do when Yuri is going on? I mean, seriously, what do they do?
Thinking this.
Yeah.
I don't
Basketball.
Question.
I'm
Taxes.
scared. Well, if you, like me, are scared, so scared that you can barely function, allow me to illuminate some possible theories with the following examples.
Allow me
The
to
first is
eliminate.
Yuri on Ice, an ice skating sports anime from 2016 featuring multiple characters with a Yuri relationship could be extrapolated from. While some may consider this Yuri vague and low fidelity, the series still more than earns its name, and I'll explain why. While these women are almost never... Good question. I don't remember if she has a name. She's somebody's ex, and he does an ice skating song routine about how he's sad that she broke up with him.
God, I'd do that routine too, dude. Fuck.
While these women are
To fumble that. Oh my god.
While these women are almost never in the same room as each other, this allows the viewer to speculate about their possible relationships. Normally, Yuri that is, in quotes, up to viewer interpretation is frowned upon. But, in my opinion, this makes the series kind of ahead of its time. By keeping the relationships vague, each moment you consider that two women in this universe might know each other behind the scenes, it allows for a unique viewing experience which is only strengthened by the show's B-plot. Which leads us to our first example, the B-plot, which involves two male characters, ice skaters, who have an extremely well-defined relationship, complete with a kiss, exchanging of rings, and dancing together on the ice. This high-fidelity relationship strengthens the contrast, making the relationships between the women in the cast all the more enticing. But that's besides the point. It leads us to the first conclusion to what men could be doing while Yuri is happening. And that, of course, is each other.
Yes.
This is an example.
Sounds good to me.
With this as an example, we have established that men in Yuri stories may in fact be doing yaoi, mentioned earlier, when there are no women present, which is based and awesome.
This is literally my Infinity War. This is Infinity War.
Not to state the obvious, but why is it called Yuri on Ice when it's about yaoi?
It is about
Well,
Yuri.
Yeah,
So if we look at the previous slide, this is where the Yuri comes in. The B plot, however, has yaoi as a sort of like contrast. So,
Okay, I was a fool.
And yaoi is also man Yuri, if you wanted to know.
That is true. I
I
she
was
did
having a little
literally
trouble
say
wrapping
that.
my head around that.
Maybe pay
Yeah.
attention to the slides, Ty.
Yeah,
there are
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of there are a lot of answers I do not have because unfortunately yaoi is largely unexplored territory, so doing any additional research was impossible.
That dude's neck
Okay.
is so long.
It is.
Next is Exhibit B. Bang Dream, It's My Go from 2023. Bang Dream,
Haiku.
otherwise known as Bandori, is about girls in rock bands with ever-growing relationships as the phone game they're from updates. Additionally, as a series, it has always been devoid of male characters since its inception. There was, at a certain point, plans for an all-male version of the series, but it was canceled due to fan backlash at the idea that men exist. This is where Maigo introduces a significant change to the formula. Tomori Takamatsu, the main character of the series, has a dad.
What the fuck?
Which introduces the second example of what men can speculatively do during Yuri events. They can be dads.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Tomori's dad has
That'll
one
do.
scene, but by nature of existing constitutes significant research for this topic. In the middle, we have Sakiko Togawa's dad's hand, circled in red. And most importantly, on the right, we have Sadaharu Togawa, Sakiko's grandfather. He is exclusive to Ave Mujika, the sequel season to Maigo. But the existence of Sadaharu confirms the existence of family trees, which in Yuri opens a whole can of worms that we have to deliberate. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but I'm hoping that my illustrations can get you there. On August 11th, 2024, Tumblr user Stag Beetle Boy posted the following. Wait, is it possible? Google's man and woman kissing. I couldn't find anything conclusive, but I Frankensteined some Yuri and Yaoi together to help visualize it. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? And that brings us...
Never.
I think I have.
I can't even tell what I'm looking at.
I'm
That sounds
confused.
so fake and made up.
Well, for this
This is
purpose, it
weird,
is. This is in fact like Photoshopped together, just stitched together.
Oh, it's fake.
with-
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Oh my
speculative.
God.
It's
I was so
it's
scared.
speculative.
My heart
Don't
was
fucking
racing.
scare
That
me
was,
like that.
yeah.
Hold on. We had this is scientific research. It might make you uncomfortable, but we have to get there.
Just be mature about it, everybody, please.
Yes. So
Okay,
next we
yeah,
have
yeah.
Exhibit B. We have Exhibit B-1, Bochi the Rock.
Yay.
Bochi the Rock is about a girl with social anxiety joining a band, but more importantly, there are many scenes that take place at the main character's home. In this home, there is an adult man, which, as we all know, are frequently found in Yaoi, and an adult woman, which are frequently found in Yuri. Due to the striking resemblance Bochi bears to these two, it can be assumed that they are in fact parents, much in the same vein as the ones we saw in Mygo. But how is this possible?
Wait,
Let's
go!
I'm gonna have to sit down for this. This is blowing my mind.
Wow.
Now, while we all know that women can be bisexual, I will still provide a relevant example. I'm in love with the Villainess Volume 5. The following quote, "To my surprise, I'd grown quite accustomed to sleeping with another woman. All of my previous relationships had been with men, so I had never once doubted my heterosexuality. But after spending time with Ray, I realized that I might have been bisexual all along." Now this, in a couple of words, is fucking awesome. Now, if we take this logic and apply it to a man, once again, those frequently found in Yaoi, then it's hypothetically possible for a man and a woman not only to be in a relationship, but through some unknown means also produce an offspring. It's possible that much like Yuri couples, once you get married, children that resemble you spawn out of nothing, like Gmod player models. But again, almost no research about the topic exists, so this is speculation at best. I would encourage Tumblr user Stag Beetle Boy to stick with this confusing and horrifying concept, because by doing so, we may get closer to a collective truth. And that brings us to a slightly unrelated example, Exhibit C. Run Away With Me Girl, published in 2018. The third thing men might be up to during Yuri is getting cheated on by their Yuri-indulging wives. This is obviously more serious of a topic, and I would never condone cheating in real life. However, this fictional guy does deserve it. He is the worst, and he does belong in the center of the sun for all of eternity.
Wow.
Which, you know, it just so happens that that is the case. It isn't always. It happens to not be the case for Exhibit C-1, which, if I recall correctly, has a guy that is not a huge, gigantic freak and is just a normal, nice dude. As you can see, he is currently having dinner with his wife and his wife's girl best friend. But what do you usually do with Yukako, Chinami-san? Usually? Well, just normal stuff, right? Yeah, normal stuff. Normal? Here's the normal stuff that's being referred to, such as being in the mouth of the previously mentioned girl best friend.
I mean, it looks
I
pretty
love
normal to
Brokeback
me.
Mountain.
I don't see what the issue is here.
So I don't.
And
What's the issue?
while I do not condone cheating in any way, shape, or form, this is not meant to present it in a positive light. It is just meant to inform you that this is something that men can be up to in Yuri series. And also, if it makes anyone feel better, the dude does have a happy ending. He stays friends with his wife, and it's fine-ish.
Yippee!
Ish.
He's like, wait a second, you were Yuri behind my back the whole time? epic. Go for
Epic.
it, bro.
Awesome.
Let's go, girl.
Wait, that's so based.
That's actually awesome.
That's actually awesome.
Awesome.
Wait, so you're like some
The
sort of
series is only
lesbian?
6 chapters long, and the 6th chapter has like a really awful translation online, so it's kind of hard to parse how
Oh
it
my
ends.
God.
But
Yes.
you know, good luck. Enjoy
It was so
yourself.
funny.
It was
It's a
very
very
funny to
short
read on
read, but a
call.
very good one. And finally, the last and arguably most important thing a man can do in Yuri is become a woman. Fans of the series will know that I'm being very reductive. Sorry about that. Sometimes those assigned male at birth could also be involved in Yuri. Through use of magic, potions, or medical procedures, they are able to become their ideal selves as women. And then they get to do nun Yuri like the best of them.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Non Yuri.
What a genre.
Peak?
With that, I'd like to continue onto the bonuses, rarer categories of men in Yuri that are worth honorable mention. So, first we have the Himadanshi Initiative, otherwise known as a male fan of Yuri. I've only seen this happen in manhwa, but I've only read like 3 manhwa, and I'm pretty sure it was in literally all of them. There is sometimes a guy who just knows there's relationship trouble between 2 girls and loves that Yuri is happening near him. There is a certain self-awareness that they are in a Yuri story that is never explained. And in fact, they are just there to root for the 2 heroines in some way, shape, or form. They are super excited to be in a Yuri series and will do anything but interfere with said relationship in any way, shape, or form. They mostly act as spectators, but often have some kind of characteristic to paint them as like, you know, like wholesome observers rather than stalkers. So
Right.
yeah, this is a trope that I've seen a few times. I only pulled this one from one series because it's the one that I like the most, which is Please Bully Me, Miss Villainess. It's very good. Very, it goes to some very strange sci-fi-ish places, but it's definitely
It does.
a
I kind
good
of dropped
read.
that series. I didn't know that was
no, it's-
coming.
It's pretty awesome, actually. I like it a lot.
I'll have to pick it back up.
Cool.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have another bonus that there is really only one example of, which is, of course, the ultra-rare Arrow Ace supporter guy, Seiji Maki from Bloom Into You. This is a character who experiences no romantic or sexual attraction, but does in fact just want to be a fucking wingman.
We got one!
He is kind of awesome. He does just want to help in any way, shape, or form, not for any personal gain or satisfaction, but because he is a bro. This is, like I said, extremely rare. I've never seen a character done specifically like this before. Yeah, they're a good egg. Like I said, very rare as a trope, but worth honorable mention because Seiji Maki fucking owns.
I think you're slick, by the way.
I didn't
So-
notice that until you pointed it out.
You think you're slick? You
Yeah.
think you're
I
slick?
noticed. I
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah?
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Oh my
What?
god!
What's going on?
There it is.
You think you're slick?
Okay. Yeah, there
Don't
it is.
think it
So
does
with
say
that-
it. Don't think it so say it.
With that, the main point of
go
my
to the next
presentation is concluded, but I would like to leave you with some Yuri recommendations because it wouldn't be my presentation if I didn't tell you to read my favorite Yuri. First, we have Otherside Picnic by Iori Miyazawa. The person who gave the interview I was mentioning earlier. Sorowo and Toriko are 2 college-age students who hunt netlore / creepypasta-inspired monsters in a scary reality known as the Otherside. By collecting artifacts from this world,
Like-
they can
oh,
sell
like
them
Bendy.
to afford guns, equipment, and their elaborate and expensive dates. This is great if you can handle horror. This is literally like peak writing. Like I've never read anything quite like this. Please screenshot this and please read it. Avoid the anime. Maybe read the manga if you want to, but I cannot recommend enough the light novels, which the main character has an internal monologue you only get if you read the light novels, and it is insane and the best thing you will ever read on planet Earth. So please consider it. Next, we have...
Is her hand okay?
No, it's like a ghost hand.
Oh shit!
Uh,
Or Ghost Trick.
She's
it's
got the
eating
same
stuff
thing
at the
going
other
on
side
with her
picnic.
hand that Sorawo, the girl behind her, has going on with her Sans Undertale eye.
Oh, they're
Oh.
copying everything.
God! They're ruining Understood Picnic.
Next
They're
we
ruining
have
the
the
back
most.
rooms.
Next we have the most predictable recommendation from me. I'm in Love with the Villainess by Inori. The synopsis of this is Rei Ohashi is a tired and overworked employee that one day wakes up in the world of her favorite dating sim. The many princes of the Bower Kingdom vie for her affection, but Rei only has eyes for Claire Francois, the antagonist of the game that seeks to bully the heroine at every turn. While their antics ensue in a magical school setting, political unrest threatens to upend the entire kingdom they reside in. Now, this is an insane series genre-wise because it starts as a rom-com and then it becomes a very, very intense political drama, all while having this sort of high fantasy backdrop.
Wait, really?
It has so much going for it. It literally is like, it's so peak. I highly recommend the manga. There are some changes to the story in it that just like really elevate a lot of things. You cannot go wrong with the anime though, especially the English dub. The English dub cast really did a killer job in bringing out
Anime's
the
really good.
Huge.
Yeah.
We binged the
Huge
anime
vouch.
and it fucking
Yeah.
ruled.
They really bring out the rom-com elements. The English dub is phenomenal. And then once you've seen it all, once you've seen it all, you can check out the Q&As with the English cast, which are really also very entertaining. And also the light novels that they come from are also peak. I don't want to discount those. And in fact, they have the longest version of the story, with the manga currently coming up to the end of light novel 2, but there are 5 light novels in total. 3 through 5 being a completely like sequel story to the first one, which was already awesome. And light novels 3 through 5 follow a structure in which they start really good and end as the most insane and interesting thing I have ever read in my entire life. I cannot recommend it enough. So yeah, check it out, please. I'm begging you, on my hands and knees. Next, we have Bang Dream It's My Go. 5 girls from different schools come together to form a band, but in the wake of their last band's breakup, struggle to connect and communicate with one another. This dynamic makes each practice, meeting, and live show a precarious balance that the lead singer, Tomori Takamatsu, is desperate to keep from falling apart. This one is toxic Yuri. It's very toxic. There's all kinds of toxic in this one.
I'm not finished with this one, but yeah, no, vouch. This shit's toxic as fuck.
It's awesome.
This shit is so
There's literally a green like radiation glow coming off of the TV whenever you watch this.
Yeah. No,
Dang, I didn't catch that when we dubbed this.
legitimately, you would think that, like, you know, because it's a show about bands and music and stuff, that they would do that. No, it's mostly just them bickering and misunderstanding each other, and it rules.
Yeah, it's
You
the
know,
best.
Dang, these girls just
music
need
is
to
just
make
a
the
vehicle
band.
for them to feel worse about themselves.
Yeah, no, like that's it.
It's great. Next, we have Mayonaka Punch. Streamer and
this is
content
really
creator
cute.
Masaki Sonoe loses her channel and partners when she punches her co-host in the face in the middle of a live stream. After all her former fans turned against her, she makes an agreement with Live, a pink-haired vampire that's been asleep for 20 years. If she gets Masaki to 1 million subscribers, she'll let the vampire eat her alive.
What?
This is awesome.
Hooray!
This might
I would
sound
too.
intense, but this series is like full comedy. Like, it is just funny start to finish. I mean, there's a little drama in there, and the drama is interesting, but like, it is primarily funny.
Yeah, you had me sold at vampire. Yeah. Pink-haired vampire.
I
I'm
will
ready.
watch this with you. It's great.
Vampire? Like, hello? Like, yeah.
Mar, when I say you would love that character so much, she's 1000% silly mode 100% of the time. It is great.
We should watch this in
Boot it up.
the DM.
We should.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I would love to.
I'm down.
I'm
down.
And then lastly, we have Review Starlight. Dysfunctional theater kids fight in an arena with medieval weapons while singing songs to each other. The sword fights are literal, but also a metaphor for the tension the characters feel in their relationships. Whoever reaches the final round becomes the top star and can perform on any stage of their choosing, though the prize has a dire hidden cost. This has 1 season. which is really good, has an insane twist in the middle, and is just completely like original and awesome. Maybe, okay, original is like, it's a little Madoka inspired, but like just enough to where you can just like, you can kind of feel the same blood running through its veins, but it's got so much going for it. The soundtrack is amazing. And then if that wasn't good enough, the movie is one of the best movies ever made, with chock full of symbolism and character development that I literally have never seen any other series attempt. It is crazy, it's awesome, and the soundtrack, much like the show, is peak.
Yeah,
highly
not
recommend.
to mention that the animation, like both in the main series and in the movie, are fucking incredible for what it is. Like, it is so stylish. It's very cool.
But with that, I think this presentation's been going on for a very long time, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Here's my works cited.
Holy shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, I cited all the series that I mentioned, and also all the manga that I mentioned, and also the interview with Iori Miyazawa, which a lot of the definitions came from. Not the funny ones. The funny definitions were me being silly, but the serious definitions, those were most likely from the interview. Like Yuri of Absence, that's all from the interview.
Yippee.
I also had to look up how to cite a Tumblr post.
Yeah, gotta use the link version.
Yep. Yeah, with that, that is my presentation. I would like to point out that throughout this presentation, there were 3 hidden Pomnies, secret Pomnies.
Oh my god.
Man. I saw one.
Let me know if you saw the secret Pomnies.
one.
I
saw
will
them.
not be revealing them.
We did
and with that,
we did catch
I
one.
wasn't looking.
does anyone have any questions?
Anybody want to do Yuri?
Like,
Right now?
Yes.
Ellie, we've already done Yuri.
Yeah. I wasn't talking to you.
Imagine that one Punisher clip.
I know you want to do Yuri more.
Imagine that one Punisher clip, but instead of it going like no, he's like yes.